continue the experiment. Please get ready. You can use crafting machines like this one to exchange resources for useful items. Previous tests have shown that it's difficult to create useful items in conditions of hypoxia. We would like to remind you that the lack of oxygen can lead to premature arrest of your system. Please don't forget to breathe in and breathe out. In case of death, your body will be transferred to the Institute of Taxidermy. Thank you for your understanding. The accelerating station isn't active, but you'll be able to participate in the human body acceleration research in the future. We kindly ask you not to touch the equipment. Please do not worry. It wasn't a real person, but you could have messed up the test results. Please follow our instructions strictly. The cost of this bag of paint, made in the shape of a human body, will be deducted from your compensation in full. Bags of paint, like this one, may contain various types of junk. Please try not to touch any you come across and focus on your survival. Please note that all the decorations were created specifically for this experimental area and are not real debris of destroyed ships. The increased concentration of cooling gel is a unique requirement for this test and is not intended to reduce your chances of survival. You can enjoy some refreshing drinks and a massage chair session in our recreation room. Please try to preserve your body to maximize the effectiveness of the massage. We would like to remind you that the test areas are specially prepared for the current research. We have temporarily suspended the other tests in the simulation center. We would like to remind you that the experiment is aimed at determining the probability of survival, and that your death is not the purpose of the experiment. One of the subjects tried to melt and drink the cooling gel during a thirst test. The Leia Interplanetary Research Center does not recommend doing this, and does not conduct such tests anymore. We would like to thank you in advance for your invaluable contribution to science. The specialists of the Leia Interplanetary Research Center are already preparing your certificate of appreciation. These plants are edible only once. The Leia Interplanetary Research Center is not responsible for the consequences of the subject's consumption of these plants. We've noticed the first signs of stress. Please try to relax and slowly count to 10 if you have enough oxygen. We don't know where this prop came from. Most likely it's yours, and you just forgot about it. A synthetic monkey with an implanted chip completed this test before you. It assembled this device in 2 minutes. But you did well too. You can use this vehicle if you find an engine that you won't find. After the test, you'll have a bright future with human value. Destroying valuable test equipment that is not relevant to your task. The specialists of the Leia Interplanetary Research Center appreciate your initiative. At the first sign of suffocation, please try to use the remaining oxygen in your blood as sparingly as possible. The subject's personal belongings brought to the simulation sector are subject to disposal. Please do not pick them up. Unfortunately, the budget of the Leia Interplanetary Research Center is limited. Please just imagine that this is real debris. After the testing, the head of our center will read you some limericks and haikus of his own composition. You can speed up the timer with these levers. The timer in the fire test has been sped up. You've made life very difficult for one of the subjects, even though he didn't do anything to you. That's strange. The Leia Interplanetary Research Center uses children only for safe experiments. Most of the subjects have already died at this stage. Theoretically speaking, of course. But you're doing great. Please don't pay attention to these gravity modules. They are intended for another experiment. Riddle. Which is more valuable in space? the only potential source of unlimited oxygen or firewood? You'll find out the answer after completing the test. The Leia Interplanetary Research Center does not approve of violence against robots. You witnessed a voluntary and completely safe test of the latest protective spacesuit. We recommend that you forget this as soon as possible and focus on your task. Splendid! The test is over. Now you need to relax and suffocate. Please do not try to survive longer than the allotted time or leave the perimeter. This is very important. Thank you for your understanding. Such realistic dummies are used to analyze the functioning of the amygdala during other tests. Please don't pay attention to them. The test is over. Please relax and let our evacuation team collect your body. You are showing excellent results. Keep it up. All the other members of your group have failed the experiment and won't receive their compensation. We must warn you that a temperature increase of 300 degrees can cause sudden death. Please be careful. We kindly ask you to stop moving.
going into space outside the experimental zone can be dangerous.
You have shown excellent survival results, even in places where survival wasn't planned. The Layer Interplanetary Research Center is proud of you. The ultra-high temperature in this area is maintained by our high-end mining farm. The Leia Interplanetary Research Center is proud of its achievements in combining research activities with high-yield financial instruments. You are violating the terms of the experiment agreement. Unfortunately, we are obliged to use force. Our security service is heading to you. Please do not resist. Very few people reach this place. All those who did are alive, of course, and are now having a rest in massage chairs. The Breathedge Funeral Agency is the major sponsor of the Leia Interplanetary Research Center. The Breathedge Funeral Agency and the Leia Interplanetary Research Center are a contribution to the future of humanity. We would like to warn you that the damage to the generator will be marked in your resume as an act of vandalism, and the cost of the equipment will be deducted from your compensation.
discard this item. You're violating the terms of the... Please immediately discard this item. You're violating the terms of the experiment agreement. We kindly ask you to stop moving. Going into space outside the experimental zone can be dangerous.
Stop! You can't leave the boundaries of the testing area. This is extremely dangerous. Come back! This is our last warning! Come back! This is our last warning! We would like to warn you that the damage to the generator will be marked in your resume as an act of vandalism, and the cost of the equipment will be deducted from your compensation.
You are not supposed to be in this storage room for realistic dummies. If you know where this person is now, please inform your supervisor immediately after the end of the test.
Please do not approach the panels of the protective dome. If the panels are damaged, you will die. From radiation. Stop it immediately. You are violating the terms of the agreement. This will be considered high treason. Alert! Alert! Perimeter breach detected. All the maintenance teams must proceed to... Wait a minute. The subject is still alive! Stop him! Everyone after him! Move! Move! Don't let him get away! Team, block the internal exits! Clean up, team! The central block! Move! 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 I have an escape attempt here! Kill him! Kill